kick the dust up. Come on. All week long, it's a farming town. They're making that money grow. Tractors, plows with flashing lights, backing up a two-lane road. They take one last lap around. That sun up high goes down. And then it's on, come on, girl, kick it on back. Z71 like a Cadillac. We go way out where there ain't nobody. We turn this cornfield into a party.
Here come the Outlaws. Here come your Bison.
We all came out to Montreux on the way to need a short line to make records with a mobile. We didn't have much time. Frank Zappa and the Mothers were at the best place around. Some stupid with a bag gun burned the place to the ground.
Welcome to the 2025 Moose Cup Bronze Medal Game featuring the Outlaws and the Bison. The best of luck to both teams in this incredible bronze medal game. It's at this time that we ask that you rise if you are able and remove your caps, and for the teams to join us on their respective blue lines for the playing of our national anthem.
It is the bronze medal game of the 2025 Moose Cup, featuring the Outlaws against the Bisons. Should be a very entertaining contest. Matthew Decker, he's Walker Jardine. All right, we're coming off a very tight matchup in the gold medal game earlier this afternoon, Walker. Should we expect to see the same here between these two teams?
Yes, we should. This team's, again, pretty balanced. Both have solid lineups, and we're going to see what happens here with the opening draw.
Ella DeRosier gets the starting goal for the Bison. She was terrific despite an 11-4 loss to the Riggers yesterday. On the other side, it's Marcus McBride who gets the start for the Outlaws. The Outlaws in the road whites with red and black trim. The Bisons in their home black uniforms with blue trim, as well as a little bit of white around their numbers. And they'll push the puck into the offensive zone, but rebuffed on the play. Luke Abbott trying to get it out to center ice. Scooped up by Carter Fowley. He's got a head of steam through the neutral zone, trying to stick handle his way around the defenseman. Unable to do so as he's stood up by Snow. Abbott will follow up the play in behind the net, out the right-hand side. Run into by Walkren. Gets by his second man. Goal line, trying to backhand it on target, but he's rebuffed on the play. The puck is rifled down the ice. And this will be an icing call against the Bisons. Couple opportunities on either end. Don't want to quite say it's a feeling out process, but maybe a little bit of a tentative start for these two teams.
Yeah, it's just they got to get into it, and then they got to get some hockey played, and then things will start moving like they want, and things will start happening.
It's getting their legs underneath them. That's what's going to be key. The face-off won by the Bisons, but they can't force it out of their own end. A battle along the right wall. It bounces, scooped up, but the Outlaws can't hold the zone as the puck dribbled away from Wheeler. Flying up is Jabril Sharma. He stood up. King comes in offside. And there's going to be a penalty on the play as well. A check after the whistle, according to the referee. And the first power play of this contest will go to the Bisons. And it looks like the guilty party on the play will be Dominic Howell. Face-off will be to the left-hand side of Marcus McBride. The Outlaws will be tested early. Bisons with possession. Mulrooney leaves it at the left face-off circle. Chip to the blue line for McDonnell. His shot floats just wide of the target. Bounces in the corner. Sharma is after. He had a highlight reel goal against the Riggers last night. A shot on, stopped by McBride. And Marcus McBride holds on for a face-off as well. Well, you know these two goalies a little bit here. What's the key with Marcus McBride? What makes him so successful out there?
I think that he's been through this. He's played a lot of teams, and this is like a lot of fun for him, and he's staying in it for his team.
You can tell a little bit aggressive way out of his blue paint on this penalty kill. The puck is backhanded down the ice by Kai Fulkerson. Teed up by Ella DeRosier and behind her own goal, and the Bisons will start from their own end. 40 seconds into this man advantage. Ish tied up at his own blue line. McDonnell will now start the charge for the Bisons. Weaves around Abbott through the neutral zone. A shot off the post. Beat the goaltender, but he couldn't beat the iron. Bisons with the retrieval. Another shot stopped by McBride. Rebound swept aside. He gets him with the left-hand pad as well. Taking away a goal from Jabril Sharma. Sharma with possession, leaves it on the left wing for McDonnell. He'll go below the goal line, pass in front, broken up by the stick of McBride, and unable to pull the trigger is Mulrooney. Broden King on it now, right-hand corner. Trying to chip it in behind the net, but his pass is broken up. Smith holds the blue line, chips it ahead for Broden King. Looking for an option in front. There is none, so he'll wheel it in behind the goal. 25 seconds remaining on the power play. Banks it blue line for Lucas Smith. Holds, waits, no shot yet. It's swept off of his stick. He retrieves it along the wall, trying to work it down the right wing. Drop pass, Sharma's shot. That bounces just wide of the target. Comes around to the left-hand point. Snow and for Sharma, shot on, doesn't work his way to the goal. Fulkerson will just chop the puck down the ice, and we'll head back to five-a-side hockey. The Outlaws able to kill off the first penalty of the game. As Howell is fresh out of the sin bin. Might have taken a bit of an errant stick and looks a little hobbled on the play. Riker Philpott into the offensive zone, but he can't weave his way through the defense. Back the other direction will be Jackson Abbott. Can't pull it through a couple of defenders. The puck bounces in the neutral zone, scooped up by Snow. Can't get it past the red line, followed up by the Bisons. McNutt unable to get any purchase himself. Third effort knocked down by Abbott at his own blue line. He'll rifle the puck in deep, and that will be an icing call against the Outlaws. Couple of good looks on that power play for the Bisons, but about 2 or 3 excellent saves from Marcus McBride keeps this game scoreless.
Yeah, doing a great job keeping the goals away and stopping the puck.
Sometimes the hardest part of a game is getting through about the first 5 minutes because you're so jacked up, you're so amped up, you're so excited to be out there. Sometimes that can work against you. If you can control those motions and just be even keel, that helps you in the long run.
Yeah.
As into the middle of the ice, falling down on the play. Just missed the number there. Is that Heath? It was Carter Heath. Pass in front, hole off the post. Rebound. McBride turns that aside. He never saw the initial shot, and it rang off the iron once again. Lincoln Hall coming that close to opening the scoring here at Centerfire Place. Through the neutral zone is Manning, trying to swim the check of Ash. Grabbed onto by Ash. Referee says play on. It's a great defensive play. Wrist shot from the blue line doesn't work its way through to the target. Puck is poked out to center ice, and Wheeler will cover across. Austin Wheeler back to his defenseman. There is Pitcher looking into the middle, and he skips it on through a couple of legs before it's slapped in deep by the Bisons, and that will be an icing call against the Bisons. I believe this will be the first offensive zone faceoff for the Outlaws. All right, here are the Outlaws. You got through about the first almost 5 minutes of this game. Let's see, can they get any momentum going and try to put some pressure on Ella DeRosier and the Bisons in their zone? Face-off will be to the left side of DeRosier. Abbott wins it, trying to corral it is Cody, but he's jammed on by a pair of Bisons. Puck comes loose. A shot from a sharp angle. It's in behind of DeRosier. Play is blown down. The puck might have been trickling through. It's a my bad by the official. And there'll be another face-off, this time to the left side of Ella DeRosier.
Well, yeah, that was a close one. It just trickled over the goal line, but managed to not go in and just slide it over.
That's one of those where it's just, you know what, it's part of the game. It happens. Referee in the motion of blowing a whistle. And by the time you get the whistle to your lips and you actually blow it, it can be bang bang, as now the Outlaws are called for an offside here. Both teams have had a couple of opportunities, but it remains scoreless here at Centerfire Place. What have you liked in the game so far?
I like the forecheck on the Outlaws. And I like how the Bison have getting really quick shifts to keep the legs fresh and keep it going.
Wheeler will dig in and take the face-off against Riker Philpott. Philpott's one of those players I've been very impressed by his speed. He uses it quite well on the ice surface. He's not moving around aimlessly. He's really putting pressure on his opponents. He plays with a little bit of a grit to his game too.
He doesn't stop moving. He keeps moving, and that's the reason.
Keeps the legs going. That's always important in the sport of hockey. His shot from Piercy, steered by DeRosier. It was loose for a moment, but she hops on the rebound. Couple of opportunities, second and third chances for the Outlaws, but DeRosier has kept them at bay.
Yeah, Ella's doing a great job of covering everything and keeping the pucks out of her zone.
Face-off will be to Ella DeRosier's left-hand side. It's won by the Bisons. They'll chip it to the blue line, held in by Abbott. Trying to find it in his skates, manages to do so and backhands it in deep. Ish has it in behind the goal for the Bisons, finds his D partner, McDonnell. Long lead feed, trying to find Philpott, but it's just out of his reach. And that'll be an icing call. A little bit of a start-stop first period between these two teams. There'll be yet another face-off. This time looks like it's still going to actually be to the left side of DeRosier. Can be tough, all these different whistles, all these different face-offs, trying to get any kind of a groove going as a player out there. It's Fulkerson's drive, turned aside by DeRosier. Abbott will chip it to the blue line for Haas, throws it right-hand side for Cody. It's knocked off of his stick. There's a race into the left-hand corner. Heath is there first for the Bisons. It's poked up to the blue line. Haas tried to hold the zone, unable to do so. Pressured by Hall. Abbott will find the loose puck. Chip it ahead for Luke Abbott, who's brought down on the play. The Outlaws are going to be forced to tag up for offside. Back into the offensive zone as Jackson Abbott swims the check of Ash. In front, looking for Luke. His shot blocked on the play. The puck will just slide past the right-hand post, and the Bisons will find it, looking to alleviate the pressure in their own zone. Smith, open wing, finds Mosher, left-hand side, trying to find a lane towards the net. A sharp angle shot that hit the outside of the post and bounces in behind the target of McBride. Hard collision in the end wall. Looks like everyone is all right for the most part. Jabril Sharma will reset at his own blue line, trying to usher it ahead for Mel Rooney. Rebuffed in front of the Outlaws bench. The coach is grabbing onto the players, ensuring there's going to be no too many men penalties. Coughed up in behind the net. Broden King trying to center himself. A shot saved by McBride. Rebound cleared down the ice by the Outlaws. And that will be an icing call. 12:43 remaining in this first period.
It looks like Kobe Hall's got bumped up. He went head first into the wall, and he'll get checked out, but he's going to be okay.
just a little stunned on that one. Nothing more than that. Rebounds are available for these two teams on their respective goaltenders, but we've yet to see anybody take advantage of it.
Oh yeah, they're taking advantage of it. It's just the goalies keep them in it.
Making some good saves along the way, that's for sure. And behind that, the Bisons, it's Sharma trying to get around the defenseman. Right-hand corner, Jabril Sharma tied up on the play. A collision along the wall. Sharma still with the puck on his stick. Mulrooney dropped his twig on the play. He regains it, trying to slap it in deep, unable to do so. And the Outlaws will muscle the puck out to center ice. Is going to be Howe down the left wing. A centering pass, but sprawling to break up the play was Walkren. The Bisons will reset in their own zone, and King will carry it out to center ice. Hits the red line, dumps it in deep. He'll peel off for a line change. Mulrooney chases after it. It's cut off on the play, but his pressure forces a turnover. Pass back. Dory missed his intended target. I believe that was McNutt. Puck is held in at the blue line by Snow, trying to shovel it ahead. Bounces back to the blue line, but it was... Oh, it's going to be a penalty on the play. And it looks like it's going to be against the Bisons this time. And so the Outlaws, they'll get their first opportunity on the man advantage. Looking for a number. It's going to be McNutt who has the penalty for the Bisons. And can the Outlaws take advantage of their first opportunity on the power play? Still scoreless between these two teams. Piercy will shovel the puck in behind the goal. McDonnell gets there first for the Bisons. Throws it off the wall, can't clear it. Second effort, it's ripped down the ice, and there's going to be a race for it. Philpott will get there first, shorthanded, below the goal line. Checked on the play by Piercy, but he gets around and feathered out in front. It skipped off of a stick, almost worked its way to McBride. And instead, the Outlaws will come out to center ice. It's going to be Luke Abbott. Can't dump it in deep. The Bisons will rip it down the ice once again, 35 seconds into this power play. We'll see if the Outlaws can set something up. They'll start from their own end. Fowley, he'll work his way through the neutral zone, looking left wing for White Knife. His shot on, stopped by DeRosier. And Ella DeRosier ensures there's no rebound on the play.
Yeah, she's covering up everything, not letting it anything for rebounds, and staying solid between the posts.
She seems like she's a very positionally sound goalkeeper, and at least
Yeah.
meaning that you're not going to catch her out of position very often.
Always in the right place. Tons of practice goes into it, and she manages to do really good.
The pass for Fulkerson misses him. Haas is trying to hold the zone, brings down Heath. Play will continue. It's a shorthanded opportunity for Smith. Smith down the right wing. Wheels in behind the net, out the left-hand side. Skips by the check of Cody. A pass for the blue line. Nobody was there, and so Fowley will take possession for the Outlaws. 45 seconds remaining on their power play. A shot over top of the net. Rattles off the back wall. On it first is Abbott. Trying to push it loose for Wheeler. It's knocked away from him. The puck's up on the dasher. Haas has it. Ahead for Fulkerson. Loses possession in behind the goal line. It's scooped up by the Bisons. They poke it along the wall, but they can't get it out. Second effort from Hall. Held in at the blue line by Wheeler. Leaves it for Fulkerson. Looking for an option in front. His shot, pass saved by DeRosier. Saw it late, kept it out. Cody has a retrieval. Blue line for Abbott. His drive blocked on the play. Bouncing puck. Gobbled up by Ella DeRosier. And she holds on for a face-off as well. Another 9 seconds to go on this man advantage.
Yeah, she's not letting out any rebounds, like we said, and same over there with McBride. He's doing a great job, too.
Well, our first, the gold medal game right before this one was a bit of a goaltenders duel. Won by the Riggers 4-2. This one is starting to look the same way as well. Sharma trying to kick it ahead for King, unable to do so, but he falls on up. We're back to five-a-side hockey. A shot from Sharma, turned aside by McBride. Still loose in the slot. King shot, gobbled up by McBride.
And something noticeable is that Brooke McCann is on the bench. She is not playing this game.
I missed that one there. Interesting. Well, hopefully all is all right there. It's not an injury or anything like that. Face off left side of McBride, won by Sharma, trying to shovel it in on goal. Mulrooney has the puck poked off of his stick, and it comes out to center ice. A battle between Mulrooney as well as Manning. Manning wins it. Drops the puck at the blue line. Sharma will turn it up ice, and he's got a possible 2-on-1 in the forming. Throws it in front for King. Kicks it to his stick. A shot. Kick save by McBride. Rebound blocked in front. Another drive. Stopped by McBride. And Marcus McBride will hold on for a face-off. A grade A opportunity by the Bisons, but the athleticism of Marcus McBride keeps this game scoreless.
That was a massive stride over to make that save, and athleticness pushes over and he makes the save, and that was a great one from him. Both goalies have faced 6 shots, and they're both doing amazing.
Yeah, they haven't let anything in. We're still scoreless, a little more than halfway through this first period. Outlaws will work it out to center ice, trying to chip it down the wing is going to be Mason Piercy. Gets the puck in deep. Manning is after it. In behind the goal. Comes out to the right wing. Still in possession is Manning. Throws it to the opposite side where it's knocked down by Maverick Byrne. Wheels it up to the blue line. Piercy at try. Stop by DeRose. Rebound in front of her. It's cleared away by her defenseman, McDonnell. And the Bisons will come out to center ice. Away comes McNutt. Possible 2-on-2. A shot that's off of the skates of Abbott. On it first is Philpott, looking for McNutt. Throws it in behind the goal for Philpott. Trying to wrap her around, almost fooled McBride, and a shot goes off the base of the post, and it stays out. Sometimes you gotta be lucky and good. The goalies are getting both. Manning's wrist shot misses the target. Fowley on it first, throws it into the middle of the ice, but it goes right to McNutt. Jack McNutt through the neutral zone, looking for Riker Philpott. Holds, fires into the breadbasket of McBride. And
McBride's doing a great job of just centering the puck and keeping his center of the body right in front of the puck, and that's why one of the reasons he's managing to make all these saves.
It's in the right position at the right time. 7:56 left to go in this first period. Faceoff will be to the left-hand side of Marcus McBride. Won by the Outlaws. Poked out to center ice. The puck is on end. The Bisons will try to settle it down, but it slides right back to the Outlaws. I believe that's Kobe Haas. Looking up the wing for Wheeler. He'll try to muscle his way through a herd of Bisons into the offensive zone. Wheeler jams on the brakes. His stick catches Smith in the face. Undetected by the officials. Haas holds the zone, throws it in front, but it's just out of the reach of Fowley. And out to center ice will be Ewan Mosher. He gets around one man into the offensive zone. Centering feed just missed Lucas Smith. Puck is flipped high out to center ice, and it's gloved down by Smith, but kicked ahead by Wheeler. He's 1-on-3 into the offensive zone. Wide left on Heath, looking in front. A sharp angle shot hit the outside of the net. Mosher is on it, but the puck is peeled off of his stick by Fowley. Into the middle, Wheeler's pass intercepted. Smith's got a breakaway from his own blue line. Lucas Smith in on goal, stopped by McBride. A sprawling left pad save. And we're still scoreless here at Center Fire Place. A terrific save by Marcus McBride, staying with the shooter. Wheeler will force his man onto the backside, and this is going to be a penalty against Austin Wheeler. And for the second time this afternoon, the Bisons will go to the power play.
Yeah, this is a really critical moment here for the Bison. They got to get something going to get in this lead. Now the chance is happening now. Tried 2 minutes to create some offense with the Outlaws down a man and see what they can do.
They looked pretty good on their first power play. They had a lot of offensive zone pressure, and they got a few shots onto Marcus McBride. They just couldn't quite solve them. So it'll be more of the same here, or the Outlaws be able to clear their zone. The puck comes up to the blue line off the skates of a defenseman, and it's right to Luke Abbott. Weaves his way through the neutral zone, short-handed, but he's stepped into a run over by Walgren. Broden King will scoop up the loose puck. He's looking into the middle of the ice for Jabril Sharma gets it teed on up. Drop pass from Mulrooney. Back for Sharma in the left-hand corner. King's at the front of the net. Sharma will go in behind the goal, out the right-hand side. A drop pass for King. Looking to backhand it on goal. Can't do so, and King has it at the goal line. Trying to spin off of his man in Howe. Checked into the wall is Broden King. Puck bounces towards the blue line. Walkrun will try to hold the zone. He's stepped into by Fulkerson. The puck squirts loose. Sharma has it. Looking right wing for Snow. Holds, fires into the glove of McBride. And Marcus McBride holds on for a face-off. 5:33 left to go in this first period. A little more than halfway through the Bison's power play. New line on the ice for the Bisons. Philpott will dig in and take the face-off. He's got McNutt to his right, Keane to his left. Philpott wins the draw. McDonnell winds, fires, blocker save made by McBride. King's after it in the left-hand corner. He'll shuffle it to the opposite wing for McNutt. Leaves it for the defenseman in Lucas Smith. McNutt stands at the top of the umbrella looking for a pass. It doesn't come to him. Below the goal line will be King. Leaves it for Philpott. Philpott comes out in front. Pat save made by McBride. Puck is still loose. Bisons with possession. They turn up the heat. McNutt will go to the left wing for McDonnell. Switches places with Philpott, and Philpott will skate to the blue line. Cuts to the middle of the ice. Right side for McNutt. Holds in front. It went right through the blue paint. King's got a stick on that. It could be a grade A opportunity. Instead, it's going to be McNutt in behind the goal. Looking for an option in front. 9 seconds to go on the man advantage. McNutt trying to carry it in front, unable to do so. McDonnell will activate from the defense. He'll wrap him behind the goal. Out the right wing. We're back to five-a-side hockey. McDonnell leaves it right point for Smith. Gets around one man, but he's stick checked by the second. It's still jammed up in the Outlaws zone. The Outlaws trying to muscle it out to center ice. And a board will break out. 3 Outlaws, 2 Bisons. The Bisons come away with possession. McNutt shuffles it in deep for Philpott, trying to dipsy-doodle his way around the defender. Manages to do so. Left-hand corner. Riker Philpott goes for a lap. Gets around a second player. Hacked and slashed on by Fowley. Pass in front. Nobody's home. The puck will slide out to center ice. 4 minutes remaining in this first period. Caught up in front of the benches. McDonnell, though, coughs it up to Manning. Trying to skate away with Byrne for a 2-on-1. A shot blocked on the play by the Bisons. It's going to be on the left wing for Byrne, and the penalty is coming up. Hooking is the call. And the only question is, who is this going to be against? It's going to be against McDonnell, and now it's the Outlaws' opportunity for their second power play of the game. 3:43 left to go in this first period. Still no score between these two teams. Luke Abbott will dig in to take the face-off for the Outlaws. He wins it to the wall, but Manning is pushed off the puck by Luke Snow. Boror breaks out. Puck bounces to the blue line, held in by Abbott. It's thrown to the middle of the ice for Haas. Haas, though, can't handle the skipping puck. Mosher will chip it out to center ice. And Manning will reset at his own blue line for the Outlaws. With speed down the right wing. Gets around Luke Snow. Looking in front, a backhander hits the side of the cage. Snow is on it first. Rattles it off the glass. Abbott will hold the zone and runs over his man in the process. Looking for Luke Abbott. Cuts to the middle of the ice. Puck on his forehand. Fires off the post. The puck will deflect up and out of play. That is the third post combined between these two teams. And Ella DeRossi head on the top of her net. A huge sigh of relief. We're still scoreless at Centerfire Place.
Yeah, goalies have been facing different amount of shots. Marcus has faced 7.
That's the other way around. It's DeRossi who's faced 7, 18 against Marcus, and he might have number 19 here. Smith, short-handed breakaway, a goal! He scores! Lucas Smith, a short-handed marker for the Bisons, goes over top of the glove of McBride. And the Bisons have opened the scoring at Centerfire Place.
That's the second breakaway, and he comes away with it and buries it now to get the lead in this bronze medal game.
Almost halfway through the power play. And Philpott, looking for more, has the stick slashed out of his hands.
That goal unassisted, 17 minutes, 13 seconds, shorthanded.
An unassisted marker by Lucas Smith. There's a trip in the offensive zone. This will be a penalty against the Outlaws. We'll have 4-on-4 hockey for 42 seconds. Well, right after opening the scoring, the Bisons will have an opportunity to extend their lead. Correct me if they're wrong, but they won the round-robin matchup between these two teams, did they not?
Yes, they did, and the way they did it is the way they're doing it now, getting a lot of shots, times, and the goalie makes some good saves, but eventually if they keep hacking at it, it's going to keep going in.
A drive from Wheeler is turned aside by Ella DeRosier, and she smothers the rebound as well. Don't discount this Outlaws team. They got a little bit of speed to work with, and they'll try to challenge the Bison's defenders. 2:13 left to go in this first period. Bisons lead it 1-0. Piercy's shot bounces wide of the target. Wheeler has it in behind the goal, trying to Tidul away from Ash. Pass in front, but Fowley's stick was tied up. Piercy will throw it to the right circle. It skips over top of the stick of Wheeler. Ash off the boards, can't get it out to center ice. Mulrooney is tied up. That allows Sharma to step in, and he'll wheel it out to center ice. Jabril Sharma around one man, and a goal! Stopped by McBride! Looking for the rebound, it bounced to his defender, and the Bisons are now on a power play for the next minute 13. Sharma trying to get the puck in deep, can't do so. Stepped up at the blue line. Snow into the middle of the ice for a walk run. Chips it ahead, trying to find King, but he's rebuffed on the play. The Outlaws are doing a terrific job of killing off this penalty, and now they're looking for a chance short-handed. Fowley shot into the glove of Ella DeRosier. And she holds on as well for a face-off. A minute 19 remaining in this first period.
Yeah, Ella's doing an awesome job. She keeps tracking it. She has great vision, and that's why she's making these saves. Now Philpott will step onto the ice with Keene.
54 seconds left to go on the power play for the Bisons. Philpott has a stick up high from Abbott. There's going to be a penalty on the play. Shot on, stopped by DeRosier. This is going to be a cross-checking call against Riker Philpott, who feels a little undone. He thought there should have been a high sticking penalty against him, and he argues with the linesman. And that's a battle if you're Philpott. You're not going to win it going to the penalty box.
I agree. If they probably would have had a power play if he didn't go back at him.
Tough call. They sometimes go against you. We'll have 4-on-4 hockey once again, this time for 46 seconds before the Outlaws head to their third man advantage of the afternoon. Bisons will chip the puck out to center ice. McNutt, though, can't reel it in. Back comes Fulkerson, trying to dodge a check of King. His shot kick save made by DeRosier. She saw it late. 1 minute remaining in this opening period. Haas has it at the blue line. Into the slot, but it slips through the legs of Luke Abbott. Dumped down the ice. And this will be an icing call against the Bisons as we still have 4-on-4 hockey for another 21 seconds. Here's the thing, when we were talking about being positionally sound by Ella DeRosier, a couple of these shots, it's hitting her and bouncing away. And as a goalie, if you're putting yourself in the right position, you're giving yourself a chance to win night in and night out.
Yeah, of course. If she's doing whatever she needs to do to get the puck out, that's working.
Face-off will be to her left-hand side, won by the Bisons, but Wheeler goes straight ahead, steals the puck in front, great blocker save, rebound, and Luke Abbott chipped it over top of the net. Digging after it is Luke Abbott, it's pulled away by McDonnell, Mason McDonnell off the window, out to center ice. Howe will try to corral it as we're about to head to an Outlaws man advantage, their third of the afternoon. Luke Abbott stood up at the blue line, trying to chip it loose. Wheeler hustles, gets to it first ahead of Mosher. He'll throw it to the left wing for Howe, stepped into by Lincoln Hall. Wheeler will fall and up winds, fires, he missed the net. Bounces off the end wall, held in though by Thomas on the right wing. In the corner finds Luke Abbott, walks the goal line, comes out in front, off the post. That's the third post of the game by the Outlaws. It could have been a buzzer beater. Ella DeRossi taps her crossbar with approval, and the Bisons will escape the first period with a 1-0 lead. Gotta like the Outlaws, they're getting chances.
I like their effort right now, and I think what both teams need here is a little physicality to get the team motivated and moving. So
You like the physical part of the game, I can tell here, but
yeah, I do. It comes along with it, and it helps your team win. It shows dedication, and it shows a lot of effort that you're willing to win the game.
it's also a line though. You have to walk that line, and you don't want to go over top of it or anything.
You
want
want to
that.
be clean with it, though.
That's the tough part here, especially when you got a body checking rule in place. So it will be a 49-second man advantage for the Outlaws to start this second period. Both teams will switch sides. We will not see the flood until after this middle frame. Only the one goal to speak of, a shorthanded marker by Lucas Smith on a breakaway, and a beautiful shot over the glove of McBride, who was called on to make several terrific stops in that period, turning aside 19 of the 20 he faced in the opening period. Doesn't matter what level you're at, that's a lot of chances against. Ella DeRossi, a perfect 13 for 13 in the opening frame. Goalies have been called on. They've been good so far. Manning though with a partial breakaway, in and out of the glove of DeRossi. Rebound, she's got that as well. Puck is still loose in the crease. A shot, they score! They jammed away at it, and finally with the last touch, it was Cohen Manning. It snuck its way through. This game is tied at 1-1.
Yeah, I think that Ella made 4 for 3 consistent and great saves. I think their defense need to help clear it there.
Well, they did not. They did try. It hit the forward, and the late man in was Cohen Manning, who just throttled it home. About a week away from his 13th birthday. That's an early gift for Cohen Manning. And more importantly for the Outlaws, that power play goal has tied up this hockey game.
Scored by number 87, Cohen Manning. That goal assisted by number 24, Maverick Byrne. Time of the goal, 11 seconds.
And they score again. That one found a way through. 28 seconds into this second period, the Outlaws have turned a deficit into an advantage. Maverick Byrne has the go-ahead goal. There wasn't a whole lot of space.
Yeah, there must have been a lot of good motivation there in that period talk, and it worked. And now they have a lead in this game, 2-1.
Wasn't a whole lot of space between DeRossi and the near side post, but the puck found a way through. They're going to redo the ensuing face-off, and that is a pair of goals seconds apart by the Outlaws, who find themselves out in front in this bronze medal game. Bisons win the face-off. Let's see if they can find a way to bounce back after a pair of goals in less than 30 seconds. But they cough out the puck. Manning in on goal. A shot hit the defenseman. It bounces to the wall. The Bisons will try to poke it to the blue line, unable to do so. Here's the goal call.
Maverick Bird. That goal assisted by number 12, Mason Piercy. Time of the goal, 28 seconds.
So the lone assist on the play goes to Piercy. Outlaws will start in behind their own net. They charge out to center ice. This will be Abbott through the neutral zone. Pulls it through the legs of McDonnell. Trying to hold off Ish. Shoves it out in front, but it's rebuffed by the Bisons. Puck will bounce in the corner. The Outlaws run out once again, but the feed is intercepted on the play. Manning trying to reset in the neutral zone, but it gives it away. There goes Smith in on goal. A shot just over top of the net. Smith almost had his second goal of the afternoon, but it remains 2-1 Outlaws. McDonnell cuts to the middle of the ice, puck on the backhand, and drive blocked on the play by Hatz. Bounces below the goal line. The Outlaws will find it towards the blue line. Walk run, though, his drive doesn't work its way through. Scooped up by McNutt, fires over top of the net. He was anticipating McBride of going down in the butterfly, almost connected, and now it's going to be Manning the other direction. He's got a lane, his shot, kick save, made by DeRosier. It's still 2-1 Outlaws, 2:10 into the second period. Chances at both ends, and now the Outlaws are called for an offside as we slow everything down. Lots of opportunities. You can tell, though, that the Bisons, they're looking to go high on McBride in the second period.
Yeah, he's tiny, but don't underestimate him. He can make a lot of saves.
His Outlaws hat with the logo, or mask with the logo on both sides. Almost looks like maybe a couple of tears going on at the top of the goalie mask.
Yeah, he has, what's it called, scrapes.
Ah, gotcha. Oh, the kids, they love to have those.
And there's going to be a penalty on the play.
I see that. The kids, they love to have theirs.
Philpott's going to go to the box for the second time of the afternoon.
And he's not happy as well. Slams the boards in frustration. Barks at the referee. And an opportunity for the Outlaws to further extend their lead. Scored on their last power play. That was courtesy of Cohen Manning. We're just 2:24 into the second period. The puck will bounce out to center ice. Hash will push it for Fulkerson on the left wing, and Fulkerson will carry it into the offensive zone, trying to hold off Smith. He does have a shorthanded goal in this game. Down goes Smith. Mulroney, though, out to center ice. 2-on-1 with Sharma, trying to skip around the check-up pitcher, unable to do so. Mulroney, though, back on the puck into the middle for Sharma, but he's stripped on the play. And Cody will go the other direction for the Outlaws. Trying to swim around Luke Snow. A backhanded attempt, blocked by Gabriel Sharma. Down goes Sharma and Cody. Puck in the skates of Pitcher. Sharma trying to kick it out to center ice, unable to do so. Pitcher manages to somehow hold the zone. Smith almost overskates the puck in behind his own goal. It goes straight up in the air. Mulrooney is on it, and he'll dump it down the ice. Chasing after it is Sharma, short-handed. He gets to the puck first for the Bisons, trying to tie up this hockey game. Another 55 seconds remaining on the penalty to Riker Philpott. Scooped up by Haas, long lead feed. Broden King breaks on up. It doesn't work its way to White Knife. King trying to work it through the neutral zone. He stepped into in front of the benches. Haas thought about going off for a line change, decided not to. And the Outlaws are in the offensive zone. Pass, blue line. There is Howell trying to swim the check of McNutt. Down the left wing. Howell stepped into. Puck comes free for Abbott in behind the goal, trying to pull it around the defenseman, but unable to do so. The puck will skitter into the right-hand corner. The Outlaws are on it first. Wheeler bounces off of the check of King. Down goes the forward. It's going to be a penalty against the Bisons. And the emotions are starting to run a little bit high. If you're the Bisons, you need to find a way to just calm yourselves down and refocus in this game.
And I see why Philpott's mad there when he got that penalty. because he got called for body checking when he knows it's body contact. But you got to be aware, if you do extra, you're going to get called for it.
That one, a tripping call against Ash. I thought it might have been originally going against King. The face-off is to the left-hand side of Ella DeRosier. Has not faced a shot on this power play. Keane trying to hold it up in the corner for the Bisons. The puck comes loose. Philpott comes out onto the ice, so it's no longer a 5-on-3 power play. It's now a 5-on-4. Puck is batted in behind of DeRosier's goal. The Outlaws are on it, trying to start something, but they cough it on up. Philpott's got a head of steam. Jersey blowing in the wind. Partial breakaway. In on goal. Shot. He scores! Riker Philpott out of the box and on the board. We are tied at 2-2. That is the speed of Riker Philpott on full display. It's the second shorthanded goal of this bronze medal game for the Bisons, and we are knotted up at 2-2.
Now this is going to be where it's been interesting the whole game, but now this is where it cuts down to the wire. Tie game and a medal game.
Luke Abbott will dig in to take the face-off against Lincoln Hall. Hall wins it, skips over top of the stick of Heath, and he's got to hustle back into his own zone. Here's the goal call.
Philpott. That goal unassisted, 4 minutes, 45 seconds.
Outlaws in behind their own net. Another minute 17 remaining on their power play, trying to restore their lead. In the offensive zone is Piercy. Gets around one man, backhanded in front, but Luke Abbott couldn't get his stick on the play. Puck will just skitter out to center ice, and resetting at his own blue line will be Cohen Manning. He's got a goal in this game. Can't push it free for Abbott. Manning will fall it on up, trying to hold off Mosher. Gets around one man, but he loses possession on the play. Did the right zig, forgot the puck in behind him, and Lincoln Hall will rifle it down the ice. Piercy in behind his own goal, trying to push it left wing. It bounces into the middle of the pond. Outlaws are on it. Cohen Manning trying to swip it to the opposite wing for Abbott. Fresh off the bench is Jackson Abbott. And he'll wind it up in front of Jabril Sharma. Can't get around him. Sharma with the loose puck. 18 seconds to go on the man advantage for the Outlaws. We're tied at 2-2. The Bisons with a pair of shorthanded goals in this game. Trying to poke the puck out to center ice. Sharma trying to knock it loose, but Wheeler will just backhand it to his own blue line. We're back to five-a-side hockey. This game tied at 2. Bronze medals on the line between the Outlaws and the Bisons. And the Bisons will work it out to center ice, but the pass doesn't work its way to Mulrooney. Back the other way, Jackson Abbott trying to weave his way around a pair of Bisons, unable to do so. Out to center ice, McDonnell. He'll throw it into the middle, but it skips in behind of Sharma. Abbott will try it down the left wing this time. Holds, waits, toe drags. Trying to beat the defenseman, unable to do so. A bit of a collision in behind of DeRosier's goal, and now Luke Abbott with possession of the puck. Cuts to the middle of the ice, gobbled up by DeRosier, and it'll be a face-off to slow things down in the Bison zone. "13 minutes to go in this second period. The shot clock has closed considerably. Now favors the Outlaws 20-13, although they haven't added the shots on goal yet from this second period. Offensive zone face-off won by the Outlaws. Fulkerson trying to bounce off of Philpott in the left-hand corner. Manages to do so. He's in behind the net, grabbed onto by McDonnell. McDonnell, though, does a great job of coming away with possession of the puck. He skips it out to center ice. McNutt trying to poke it into the middle for Philpott, but it was just out of his reach. Keane retreats to his own blue line, but he's stepped into by Fulkerson. Pushing and shoving between these two teams. Bisons have it in behind their own goal, and Jack McNutt will try to set something up. There's going to be a penalty on the play against the Outlaws. In the middle of the ice is Keene. He'll try to go wide right on the defenseman, and according to the referee, White Knife touched the puck. It's a checking to the head call against Kai Fulkerson, and we'll see the Bisons go to the power play for the 4th time this afternoon. Well, we haven't seen the Bisons with a goal so far in this game. This is their opportunity to take the first lead of this bronze medal contest. Hall is out there with King, Mosher, Smith, and it looks like Snow on the far side. Tons of firepower for the Bisons. Smith in front, looking for King. Doesn't work his way through. It comes back to Smith. Goal line for King. Back for Smith at the blue line. Steps to the middle of the ice. Right circle, finds a man. A shot, they score! Luke Snow rips it top corner. It's a power play goal, and the Bisons lead it 3-2.
What a beauty shot and the point from Luke Snow, and makes this game 3-2 now.
A little bit of traffic in front of McBride. That's what you want on a power play. Make life difficult for the opposing goalie. An even better placed shot by Luke Snow to pick the top corner.
That's exactly what you
I
want.
was going to say, drew it up to perfection, right?
Yeah.
About 12 minutes remaining in this second period. The Bisons, check, that's actually their second lead of the game. They opened the scoring, but it didn't last long. Puck in behind the net as the Outlaws are trying to get it back. Coffin on up, push to the blue line. Here's the goal call.
Snow! That goal assisted by number 26, Lucas Smith. Time of the goal, 8 minutes, 3 seconds.
Play blown down due to the net being off the pegs in behind of Ella DeRosier. I like to see the pushback, though, from the Outlaws. Yes, they just fell behind, but they go, okay, let's not worry about it. Let's get that goal back. It's the resiliency you want to see from your teams.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Face off right side of Ella DeRosier. The Outlaws try to muscle out in front. White Knife, his shot blocked on the play, still digging after it. Another drive that hit the inside of the skate of DeRosier and trickled wide of the right-hand post. That was almost a 3-3 game right there. Instead, the Bisons are still out in front. Outlaws trying to carry it out to the middle of the ice, but it's scooped up by the Bisons. Turn on over, Haas poke checked on the play. Second effort, and the Bisons are out to center ice, and they could have numbers. Hall stood up at the blue line. A great defensive play by White Knife. And Deegan White Knife ensures that Lincoln Hall isn't going ahead one-on-one against his goaltender. Jackson Abbott with an intercept. Works it through the neutral zone. Luke Abbott goes to the front of the net. A shot on, kicked aside by Ella DeRosier. Puck will slide to the Bisons. They get out to the neutral zone, and away comes Broden King. Cuts to the middle, trying to get around Haas. The puck is swept to the boards. Mosher is the first one on it for the Bisons. A drop pass for Sharma. His drive, that goes wide of the net. King with it on the left wing, and he wheels it up to the blue line. Legs it and passes right side. Another shot bounces wide of the net. On it first will be Jackson Abbott. He'll one-arm it out to center ice. Stepping into him, Broden King. Luke Abbott trying to act as a bit of a rolling pick on the play. And Jackson's into the offensive zone. A backhander in front. Nobody is home. White Knife is on it. Pulls it through the legs of one man. And there's going to be another penalty on the play. Interference is the call against Jackson Abbott. And the Bisons, after scoring on their last power play, will get another opportunity on the man advantage, now looking for a 2-goal cushion.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing to do here, is to keep doing what they're doing and try to push that lead farther and farther. Don't risk it though, just keep it in the zone and have time with the puck.
10:05 left to go in this second period. Philpott will dig in to take the face-off against Austin Wheeler. Marcus squares up. Philpott, his shot steered aside by the stick of Marcus. Bounces right-hand corner. On it first is McNutt. Throws it to the left-hand point. Settling it down is Ash. Leaves it for Philpott. Steps to the middle of the ice. Gets around Wheeler. A shot into the glove of McBride. And Marcus McBride holds on for a face-off. You're tapping me. You're right. There is a goaltending change. Costin Holland is now in net for the Outlaws, and this might be a situation for the Outlaws. Hey, it's our final game of the tournament. Let's get both of our goalies in the action.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming.
Philpott, and he scores! Riker Philpott went straight ahead, and he tucked it around the pad of Holland. The Bisons now lead it 4-2. What a terrific goal from Riker Philpott. It's his second goal of the game, this one on the power play. And special teams have been very important between these two opponents. .9:45 left to go in the second period. Bisons now lead it 4-2. Digging after the puck in the defensive zone. It comes loose from McDonnell. He'll poke it out to center ice for the goal call here.
Philpott. That goal unassisted, 10 minutes, 45 seconds.
It's a great play off of the face-off by Riker Philpott. Outlaws are going to try to get this one back, but they can't enter the offensive zone. Turned back by Ish. Fowley stumbles, falls down, but he one-arms it for pitcher. Gives it away to Jabril Sharma, trying to weave his way in the offensive zone. Works it past two of the Outlaws, stops up in the left-hand corner in the skates of Broden King, who kicks it to his stick, trying to spin away from Fowley. King into the middle. Sharma fires! That goes just wide of the net. Mulrooney is after it for the Bisons in the right-hand corner. Draped all over the back of him is Piercy. Kicks it free for King. Back from Mulrooney into the middle of the ice, but expertly picked off by Fowley. Carter Fowley will weave his way through the neutral zone with speed. Falling down is Ish, brings down Fowley as well. This will be a penalty against Zayden Ish. And the Outlaws now will go to a power play of their own with 8.5 minutes to go in this second period. They just saw the Bisons put up 2 power play goals of their own, and now they're going to try to answer right back on the man advantage. Outlaws are 1 for 4 on the power play so far this afternoon. Luke Abbott wins a face-off, shot blocked on the play. Abbott another drive, it skittered off of the skate and wide of DeRossier's goal. The Bisons will rip the puck down the ice. There is no icing because it is a shorthanded opportunity. Philpott blows a tire in front of Jackson Abbott. Abbott trying to get around King, unable to do so. It bounces to Philpott, stick check, slides to McDonnell, and he'll try to dump it in deep. It hits Fulkerson. Back the other direction will be Haas and the Outlaws. Skips around the check of McDonnell. Coming across to help out his defenseman is King. Throws it off the boards. Right to McDonnell, who dumps it down the ice. There's going to be a race for it. Philpott gets there first, a shot, save on the play made by Hulan. And then Philpott is planted. That should be a penalty on the play as Philpott is wounded after that shot. Drops his stick, drops his gloves, and immediately heads back to the bench. Riker Philpott, who's got 2 goals in this game. The referees are going to discuss it. It drew a reaction from the crowd. Hopefully for the Bisons, Riker Philpott is all right.
I believe that should be a call.
I'm with you. I mean, the referees discussed it. One linesman's in the group of Outlaws.
I was watching, but I didn't quite understand it. Like, I didn't get a full picture of it.
Well, the linesman is pointing to Fulkerson that he's the guilty party, so it appears that there will be a penalty on the play.
I believe might get like suspended.
A little late for that in this tournament. It is the last game of the tournament, so
Yeah.
it's not going to happen. Won't speculate. It's just what's going on in the moment.
I think it's going to be a 5-minute.
One explanation by the linesman to the coaches. There's still some standing around. The man who's wearing the referee stripes has not come to a full decision just yet, and that's a little concerning right now, but it is a learning moment, right? You're all doing your best to improve yourself no matter what level you're at.
Yeah, I saw Riker's finger before this, and he had a big cut on it and wrapped up. I think he got hit there too.
Try not to speculate too much of what's going on right now, as now the referees once again huddle.
And I think they got their decision.
Philpott is back on the ice, double checking, making sure everything feels good. And they're ushering Fulkerson to the bench. His game might be done. You are probably spot on in saying that this appears to be a 5-minute major.
And
Although I do believe Philpott's also getting a penalty.
for, I think it was retaliation
Well,
or
it was
goalie
a scrum.
interference. Yeah.
It was a scrum. We'll get the penalty calls once they're relayed to Jerry Neville. I will say this, there was not much argument from either coach on the benches.
So Kai Fulkerson's done for the game, I believe.
It appears that way, but we'll wait for confirmation.
Yeah.
Never want to speculate, always want to have the facts. Outlaws will send Wheeler across to serve the penalty.
And the ref came to the decision.
Well, not yet. It's still being relayed to the timekeeper's bench. We've seen a couple of these games go a little over the edge.
Yeah. Getting a little heated, but
And now the Bison's coach wants an explanation of what's going on. 5 minutes is on the board for Kai Fulkerson. And then 2 minutes for Philpott.
so I think that's according to
It would mean at this point here, the Outlaws would remain on the power play.
yeah, 4-on-3, I believe. Should be a 4-on-3.
Yeah, you would be right.
Actually,
Nope.
yes, 4-3. Couldn't be coincidentals because one's 5, one's 2. And the ref has talked to both of the coaches, and now the refs will go together to make.
Well, it looks like a decision has been made. We'll get those penalties in just a moment. Face-off will be to the left-hand side of Costin Holland. McNutt will dig in and take it against Luke Abbott. Face-off won by the Bisons. They'll shuffle it in behind the goal. And the Outlaws will skate out to center ice. Thomas down the right wing. Pocket picked from behind by McNutt. Howell try to pitchfork it ahead, can't find Abbott. And away comes McDonnell. McDonnell shorthanded, shot into the glove of Howland. And Costin Holland will hold on for a face-off as well. Ball changes from the Outlaws, trying to get some sort of momentum, trailing the hockey game 4-2. McNutt will dig in to take the face-off against White Knife.
To the Bisons, number 98, Riker Philpott, 2 minutes for slashing. And to the Outlaws, number 2, Kai Fulkerson, 5 minutes for cross-checking and a game misconduct. That 5 minutes will be served by number 86, Austin Wheeler.
So that is the decision. 2 minutes for slashing. Probably Philpott reaching in on the goalie after the play. And then the cross-check by Fulkerson.
Yeah, that's what I assumed.
You would assume maybe to try to protect the goalie, but at that point, just back off. Let things unfold the way they are.
Yeah.
As the puck thrown out to center ice by Piercy, missed his intended target. It will slide all the way to Rosas. No icing on the call. She cuffs it on up. It will slide right-hand corner. The Outlaws are on it. White Knight. His shot off the mask of the goaltender. DeRosier keeps it out. There's going to be another penalty against the Bisons.
It's to Jack McNutt for a slash. 2 minutes, he'll head to the box for a slash.
This is going to be interesting, because you can't have a 4-on-2.
So I think it's going to be a...
Well, it can't be a 5-on-3 because of the penalty to Wheeler. So the referees are going to go over this with the timekeeper's bench.
And the coaches are talking. I believe... Can't be, yeah. I think it can be a 5-on.
It's a young refereeing crew. This is a chance to learn.
Yep.
Grassroots level is the best place to do it. .641 left to go in the second period. This bronze medal game has grinded down to a halt. Special teams litters the score sheet. A pair of power play goals and a pair of shorthanded goals by the Bisons have them out front, 4-2.
The Bison have got 26 shots on, and the Outlaws have got 20. Goaltenders playing amazing.
And this is an interesting question of how they're going to unfold it all. Wow, they are going to say a 5-on-3.
Yeah, I was assuming, but
Well, just the penalty, right? The 5-minute
that's
nature.
what tricked me, and you never know until the call's made.
Face-off will be to the left-hand side of Ella DeRosier. We're getting deep into the rule book here. White Knife will dig in and take the face-off for the Outlaws. I believe that will be against Lincoln Hall.
Yep.
They're trying to fix the clock and get it all situated. And now we're set to continue play. Face-off won by the Outlaws. White Knife looking towards the middle of the ice. It's actually going to be a 4-on-3 power play here. Abbott can't get a shot off. Cody, a cross-check to the back of a Bison in front. Neither official caught it. Haas drive, bounced off of a leg wide of the net. Net is off its pegs. And it will remain a 4-on-3 power play for the Outlaws for another 36 seconds before we have 4-on-4 hockey for the remainder of the time.
Yeah, I think the refs didn't see that till now. The net was off. A hard push from Ella, and it falls off, but...
Held in at the blue line, Jackson Abbott, a wrist shot, good stick save made by DeRosier. Haas will chase after it on the left wing, trying to poke it ahead. In the corner, it's going to be Manning. Manning spins off of one check, calling for it's Jackson Abbott. Puck doesn't come to him. Haas into the face-off circle for Fowley. Uses his speed to wind it up for the Outlaws across the middle of the ice. Abbott left side for Haas, steps around one man, no shot yet. Right face-off circle, jams on the brakes. Blue line pass, misses Fowley. It's a self-clear by the Outlaws. And they'll reset in their own zone. We're back to 4-on-4 hockey for the next minute 15 before the Bisons will head to a power play of their own. Manning's shot blocked on the play. Looks like Philpott blew a tire and almost took out the referee by accident, I'm sure. Heath into the middle of his pass is intercepted by Haas. Into the offensive zone, Wise fires, gobbled up by Daroussier. And Ella Daroussier holds on for a face-off with 5:20 remaining in this second period, which feels like it's gone on for an eternity.
Yeah, it's been a long one. Just because all the stoppages and saves and penalties.
Been digging deep into the rule book, the Hockey Canada rule book here at the Moose Cup. Face-off won by the Bisons. And Mosher's out to center ice. Swims by the check of Thomas, but he loses the puck on the play as he pushed it a little too far in front of him. Howell will enter the offensive zone for the Outlaws. A wrister into the glove of Daroussier. Holds on for a face-off. A little less than 5.
Daroussier making some great saves, getting her glove in the way and the center of her body.
Draw to the left-hand side of Ella Daroussier. It's won by the Bisons, trying to clear their zone. Snow can't advance it. Bouncing puck in the Snow trap, right at the goal line. Snow trying to pull it free from Byrne. Manages to do so. Luke Snow looking up the ice, but it's immediately cut off by Thomas. Gives it up. Away comes Ewan Mosher. 2-on-1 into the offensive zone. Mosher in front, but the pass was just behind of Keene. Snow will try to pinch in from the right-hand point, but the puck bounces away. Stepping up, Mosher with an intercept. In on goal. Fanned on the shot. Great stick, though, by Howell to prevent Mosher from getting a shot on target. And now the Bisons are on a major power play. They'll be allowed to score as many times as they can. A backhander hit the side of the net. And it's scooped up by Mosher. McNutt in front looking for King, but the puck was on the wrong side of him. Outlaws will poke it out to center ice, and Walkerin will reset at his own blue line for the Bisons, who lead this bronze medal game 4-2. McNutt looking for a return pass from King. Gets around Thomas. A backhander! Stopped by Holland! And he holds on for a face-off as well. 57 seconds remaining on this Bison's power play.
Yeah, great save by Koskin there, and gets a whistle, and we're going to face off to the glove side of Koskin.
Costin Holland gets ready for the face-off. Sharma will take it for the Bisons against Fowley, and Sharma wins it cleanly. Heath fans on his shot, but he maintains possession, pressured by Fowley. Kicks it to the wing for Broden King. Works it down to the goal line, in behind the net. Broden King, tons of speed in his legs, top of the slot as he goes for a lap. His shot in front, kick save made by Holland. Luke Abbott will usher the puck out to center ice, and he'll break away shorthanded. Holds on to it, fires! That was blocked by Heath and bounces wide of the net. Jabril Sharma will settle it down in behind his own goal. 20 seconds remaining on the power play for the Bisons. Mulrooney's in behind the defense, but the pass was just off the mark. Gets to the puck first at the goal line. No-look feed intercepted by the Outlaws. Ash now has it at the blue line. Wrist shot blocked by Fowley. Second effort bounces wide of the net. Outlaws are on it. They slam it to the blue line, but Heath holds the zone. Finally, for the first time, what feels like an eternity, we have five-a-side hockey. Flip pass over the head of Wheeler, and this is an icing call against the Outlaws. 2:38 left to go in this second period. The Bisons lead it 4-2. And hopefully, for everybody's sake in the building, the rough stuff has come to an end in this game. Face off to the left-hand side of Costin Holland. Philpott will go straight ahead. His shot on! Turned aside by Holland. Rebound is loose in the slot. Outlaws will find it. And out to center ice will be Howell. He can't get around McDonnell, and back comes McDonnell. A wrist shot, that goes wide of the target. Philpott off the back wall, steered aside by the leg of Holland. Keen after it, but the puck is swept away from him. Out to center ice, Manning, but he's poke checked on the play. McNutt trying to get around the defenseman. Centering pass for Philpott, he just missed the target. Trying to catch the goaltender, going the wrong direction. McDonnell, left wing McNutt, trying to go back to the blue line. Ash's shot, kick save made by Holland. The rebound bounces in the corner, and there is Philpott. Shot on, stopped by Holland. Stayed square to his post, sealed off any opportunities of a short side off chance. And into the offensive zone now will be the Outlaws. Top of the left-hand circle, a drop pass for a Haas, but he's stripped by Philpott. Away he goes, 2-on-1. Raker Philpott into the middle for Keene. His shot stopped by Holland. Keene found himself 1-on-1 with the goaltender, and Costin Holland said no. Manning out to center ice, cuts to the middle, 1-on-1, trying to get around Ish. His shot bounces off the legs of Ish and wide of the net. Manning still on it. He's got a goal in this game. Fowley trying to poke it loose for Haas. Can't get it in deep, but he holds the zone. Throws it opposite wing, intercepted by Keene. Lead feed, away comes McNutt. He's got a breakaway, in on goal. McNutt, he scores! Jack McNutt goes far down, and the Bisons have taken a 5-2 lead.
Beautiful shot from McNutt to capitalize and make this game a 3-goal lead for the Bison.
The way the two teams were going back and forth, you had a feeling eventually someone was going to score. And it was Jack McNutt off the bar and in. It's giving the Bisons a 3-goal advantage, a minute remaining in the second period.
Yeah, I think the Bison are getting a lot of chances because they're doing well in the defensive zone, and once you clean up the defensive zone, then you move to the neutral, then you move to the offense. You got to play all three before you can play an offensive zone.
Puck is dumped into the Outlaws' end. On it first is Fowley. He'll wind it up in behind his own goal. Here's the goal call.
McNutt. That goal assisted by number 12, Jackson Keene. Time of the goal, 19:01.
Piercy has the puck in behind his own net for the Outlaws. 30 seconds remaining, but he coughs on up to Smith, brings down Smith. Referees say play on. Piercy back on it. Lead feed held in at the blue line by Luke Snow. Gets around Burns. Stepped into by Piercy. The puck comes loose for Smith. He's bounced off of the puck. Slides on out. A shot. Save made. Rebound. Poked wide of the net by Smith. Mosher goes after it. Sealed along the wall. And an extra check given by Pitcher. He's going to get called for that one. And it's back to the penalty kill for the Outlaws. The Bisons are going to head to the power play for about the 6th or 7th time this afternoon. And there's some chirping going on down there as well. Two of the Bisons were giving it on the play. Tempers are starting to boil over here at Centerfire Place. Five seconds remaining in this second period before we get a much-needed flood to cool things off between these two teams.
Yeah, it's fresh ice, fresh period, fresh legs, and we'll start in the next period. And the Bison get the 3-goal lead going into the third period.
Well, frustration on the ice for all these teams, but the Bisons are able to take advantage with 4 straight goals. And they lead this bronze medal contest 5-2.
rubber squealing, gears are jamming, local country station just a blaring on the radio. Pick him up at 7 and they're heading to the rodeo. Mama's on the front porch screaming out her warning, girl, you better get your red head back in bed before the morning. 9 o'clock the show is in, but the fun is just beginning. She knows he's anticipating, but she's gonna keep him waiting. Grab a bite to eating and they're heading to the honky tonk with loud crowds and line dancing. Just ain't what they really want. Drive out to the boondocks and park down by the creek, yeah, where it's George Strait or Real Lake and dancing cheek to cheek. Ain't going down till the sun comes up. Ain't giving in till they get enough. Go around the world in a pickup truck. Ain't going down till the sun comes up. Wine and dancing, midnight starts a hard romance, and 1 o'clock that truck is rocking, 2 is coming, still no stopping, break to check the clock at 3, they're right on where they wanna be, and 4 o'clock get up, they go, and 5 o'clock that rooster's crowing. Yeah, they ain't going down till the sun comes up. Pickup truck. Ain't going down till the sun comes up. 6 o'clock on Saturday, her folks don't know he's on his way. The stalls are clean, the horse is fed. They say she's grounded till she's dead. Well, here he comes around the bend, slowing down, she's jumping in. Hey, mom, your daughter's going dead, they're gonna get sun comes up.
Here's a chant for all the fellas. Try to do what those ladies tell us. Get shot down cause you're overzealous. Play hard to get females, get jealous. Okay, smarty, go to a party. Girls are scantily clad and showing body. A chick walks by, you wish you could sex her, but you're standing on the wall like you was Poindexter. Next day's function, high class luncheon. Food is served and you're stone cold munching. Music comes on, people start to dance, but then you ate so much you nearly split your pants. A girl starts walking, guys start gawking. Sits down next to you and starts talking. Says she wanna dance cause she likes the groove. So come on, fatso, and just bust the move. Just bust wishing someone could cure your lonely condition. Looking for love in all the wrong places. No fine girls, just ugly faces. From frustration, first inclination is to become a monk and leave the situation. But every dark tunnel has a light of hope, so don't hang yourself with a celibate rope. New movies showing, so you're going. Could care less about the five you're blowing. Theater gets dark just to start the show. Then you spot a fine woman sitting in your row. She's dressed in yellow. She says hello. Come sit next to me, you fine fellow. You run over there without a second to lose. And what comes next? Hey, bust a move. Just bust a move. In the city, ladies look pretty. Guys tell jokes so they can seem witty. Tell a funny joke just to get some play. Then you try to make a move and she says no way. Girls are faking, goodness saking. They want a man who brings home.
Here come the Outlaws.
Let's get ready to rumble. Feel the fires into the rear. It's nice and only know how to wear. The stage fighter will bring you to. You will feel always power. The way came over you make. Against the will, the plan is made. In the back of your head, yeah, you feel the threat again. Unleashing his hell, you will not even hear the bell. Maybe you're strong, but you don't stand a chance. Feel the power of a warrior. Fight, 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 fight. Let's get ready to rumble. Fight, 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 fight. Breaking your bones.
Here come the Bison.
I jam your finger in your face with a fist. You will feel always power. The way came over you make. Against the will, the plan is made. In the back of your head, yeah, you feel the threat again. Unleashing his hell, you will not even hear the bell. Maybe you're strong, but you don't stand a chance. Feel the power of a warrior. Fight, 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 fight. Let's get ready to rumble. Fight, 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 fight. I can't eat a sniff and hold. Fight, 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 fight. Feel the pain tomorrow. Behold, here comes the sun.
Third period of action in this bronze medal game at the 2025 Moose Cup. It is the final game of the 2025 Moose Cup. Bisons lead the Outlaws 5-2 in what's been a game full of high emotions, a little bit of grit, and hopefully things just pan themselves out and we get an exciting finish the rest of the way.
Oh yeah, of course. No, there's probably gonna be some emotion spread, but hopefully not. In a good way, like show some passion. But
The Bisons will start this third period on a power play for 1:55. Philpott out there with Smith, McNutt, McDonnell, and Keene. Outlaws, they've right now got 5 guys on the ice. Should only be 4. Byrne will come off. White Knight is there with Manning, Haas, as well as Jackson Abbott. The White Knife against Philpott at center ice. Philpott has a pair of goals and a couple of beauties already in this game. He wins the opening face-off of this third period, and McDonnell will switch it right side for McNutt. Up the middle, scooped up by Abbott. He'll work it wide right on Smith. Backhand the puck in deep, and McDonnell will try to lead the charge for the Bisons. It bounces to the Outlaws. They pump it back into Bison territory. Smith's out to center ice, switches it left side for Keene. Trying to chip it around Abbott. It will slide all the way back to the Outlaw goaltender, Costin Hulin, who's made a few stellar stops in this game. Outlaws to the blue line, not quite out, held in by Lucas Smith, who opened the scoring in this game. Throws it to the left-hand circle for Philpott. Steps to the middle of the ice. He's poke checked. The puck will skitter out to the neutral zone. Philpott on the retrieval, waiting for his mates to tag up for offside. We're a minute into this third period of Bison's in control. Philpott through a shot, stopped by Holland. Rebound in behind him. Philpott a wraparound, great save by Holland. And then the referee lost sight of the puck, and Costin Holland with 3 stellar stops in that sequence.
Yeah, he has to be very concentrated, and flexibility comes in big, and he gets the saves and keeps this game 5-2 for the Outlaws.
I'm glad you mentioned the flexibility. It was impressive beating Philpott to that right-hand post. Not many people can beat Riker Philpott in a race.
No, and like you said, Riker Philpott has incredible speed. It's almost like his X factor.
As the puck will bounce out to center ice, McDonnell with it in the neutral zone. He'll work it down the left wing. His shot from the blue line. That goes wide of the target. McNutt with it along the wall. Skips around one man. He'll beat bop his way into the corner. McNutt's drive stopped by Holland. And Costin Holland will hold on for another face-off. Couple of chances by the Bisons early on in this third period, but they haven't found a way to solve the Outlaw netminder.
Yeah, that's almost what you need to get to a quick start and get them on their toes. So getting a lot of shots on Koskin here is really good, and Koskin's bailing them out.
Face-off won by the Bisons. Heath trying to hold the zone, stepped into by an Outlaw forward. There's 19 seconds remaining on the Bisons' power play. Held in at the blue line by Heath. King trying to swim the check of Wheeler into the middle of the ice. His shot scatters off of the skates of Thomas and wide of the net. King scoops up the loose puck, and he'll skate towards the blue line. Cuts to the middle. His drive gobbled up by Holland. Holds on for a face-off. 1 second remaining on the power play. And it looks like the Outlaws will escape with no more damage done on the scoreboard. Almost 2 minutes into this third period. Bisons lead it 5-2. The puck is slapped out into the neutral zone. Pitcher fresh off. He'll tee it up for Fowley. All alone, 1-on-4 into the offensive zone. Can't get it around Ash. The puck is swept towards the blue line. Outlaws with it, though. It's going to be Byrne. Top of the slot. Trying to feather it through to Cody. Unable to do so. Sharma with it in behind his own goal. He'll switch it to the left wing for Mulrooney. Gets by one man. Weaves his way out to center ice. Mulrooney trying to go down the right wing, but unable to get around the forechecking Cody. Puck bounces right to Broden King. 2-on-1 in the forming of Sharma. King goes wide right. His shot save. Rebound. They score! Jabril Sharma taps it home into the empty net. And the Bisons now lead it 6-2.
Yeah, great play by Broden, just with no option with the defender lying down. He just had to shoot it on net and get the rebound there for Jabril, and they bury it to get this lead 6-2.
And that's what you want to do on a 2-on-1. If you're able to pull the defender and the goaltender wide with you, aim for the pad, get that rebound, and hope that your second man will get to the puck first.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want to do.
2:40 gone in this third period. Here's the call.
Jabril Sharma. That goal assisted by number 8, Broden King. Time of the goal, 2 minutes, 39 seconds.
Been all Bison so far early on in this third period. Walkrun with it at the blue line. Stepped into, trying to keep it alive. Manages to do so, but the puck slides to the Outlaws. And it's going to be Wheeler who skates through the neutral zone. Fans on a shot, gets it back. Second effort, misses the target. Manning can't corral it off the back wall. Mosher will get there first for the Bisons. He just sweeps it in behind his own net. There is Luke Snow. He'll bank it off the boards. Manning, though, holds the zone. Walkrun trying to settle things down in behind his own net. Hooked on, slashed on by Manning. Pokes the puck free. Manning now will turn it top of the slot. Wrist shot gobbled up by DeRosier. First save of the period for Ella DeRosier. It's been very similar to her workload throughout this game. Just calm, positionally sound, and no rebound as well.
Yeah, of course, she's doing a great job. not letting anything out, just keeping it covered, and that's always a safe play, just covering it and getting a whistle for your team to try to get it out.
Well, it gets you a line change in, slows everything down, especially if you feel like your defenders are all over the place.
Oh yeah.
The Bisons will try to shovel the puck out to center ice. McNutt can't get around Byrne. Piercy's drive, that's well wide of the target. McDonnell will find the loose puck, and he'll try to chop it into the neutral zone. Can't quite get around Fowley. Byrne overskates the puck. The Bisons will chip it out to center ice. And Piercy will reset in his own end ahead of Riker Philpott, who's already got 2 goals in this game. Abbott into the middle for Byrne, trying to split the defense, unable to do so. McDonnell pokes it into the middle of the ice for Mosher, swings it right wing for McNutt. He's into the offensive zone, drops it for Philpott, fires, tipped over top of the net. Down goes Philpott on the play. He's looking a little injured again. Outlaws can't clear the puck out of their own zone. King digging after it. Fowley will free it. Fowley will wind it up for the Outlaws. He's out to center ice. Carter Fowley into the middle looking for Luke Abbott, but he can't maintain possession. McDonnell works it through the neutral zone. Cuts to the middle of the ice. Holds. Fires from a sharp angle. He hit the outside of the net. McDonnell is on the rebound, looking towards the blue line. Almost overskates the puck. Now he corrals it. Checked on immediately. It slides right to the Outlaws. There's a discarded glove from Philpott still on the ice, and Abbott will work it through the neutral zone. Skips by 1 man. A shot from a sharp angle on the wrong side of the post. Luke Abbott, though, still in possession. Blue line for Haas. Works it down the left wing. Overskates the puck, and that allows McNutt to wheel it out to center ice. Coincidental contact in behind the play between Haas and Ish. Puck is dumped into the Outlaws zone, and they'll just poke it out to center ice. Heath rips it back in. That's still an offside against the Bisons. Linesman says no. King will outmuscle his man for the puck, but he costs it on up. 14-14 left to go in this third period. The Bisons lead it by 4 in this bronze medal game, the final game of the 2025 Moose Cup. Bit of a hack and a slash. Referee says play on. And Sharma's out to center ice. Down the right wing. Swims one check. Looking back door and unable to get the shot off where the Bisons. King trying to corral it. He has it at the blue line. Goes wide right. Holds, waits, fires. Pad save made by Hallen. The puck is dumped down the ice. It's going to die in Bison territory. And another great shift in the offensive zone from the Bisons there. As this will now be an icing call against the Bisons. 13 and a half minutes to go in this third period. It's been a great tournament. We heard third period of the gold medal game from Councilman Stu Wiggle about how much this tournament means to the community of Fort McMurray, the support that goes into it, getting a team from the Leduc area to come up here. I'd say mission accomplished for the organizers of the Moose Cup this year.
Yeah, well, everything he said, I 100% agree with him.
There's a shot on, stopped by DeRosier, who covers up for a face-off. Another extra whack. Referees say, let's just settle it all down. Another face-off to the right side of Ella DeRosier.
Yeah, I agree with the ref. Like, some penalties can be called, but when they don't need to, and just try to keep the game calm.
Shot clock heavily favors the Bisons, 46-26. The puck in their own zone. Luke Snow will weave his way out to center ice. Can't skip by the check of White Knife. And the Outlaws have it at their own blue line. It's going to be Hallwell into the middle, broken up by Mosher. Poked in by Fowley, right to a Bison. Mosher will wheel out to center ice. He dodges one check, but he's fended off by Wheeler. The referee says he went down a little too lightly for my liking, young sir. And the Outlaws will just usher it down the ice. This puck is on end. This will be an icing call. No, it's waved off by the linesman, who said it took a deflection on the way down. Fowley in front. Nobody is home. The Bisons will work it up to their own blue line. Mosher will just carry it out to center ice. And he'll try to skip around the check of Xander Thomas, unable to do so. Thomas finds the puck, but he's pressured immediately from behind. McDonnell will grab the loose puck. Checked on. Board war breaks out as Cody will try to muscle it down the wall. He's in front of the benches, sweeps it in deep. The near side linesman underneath their broadcast location says, no icing, that puck's gonna die in the Bison zone. They get it as far as their own blue line. Second effort poked out to center ice, and here's McNutt out there with Philpott, as well as Keene. Keene with possession, dodges one check in the top of the slot, left side for Philpott, shoulder save made by Halland. Another shot from a sharp angle, turned aside by Halland. The Outlaws are on the loose puck. They're out to center ice, and it's going to be Wheeler. A 2-on-2, wide left on Ish. Wheeler in on goal. He'll wrap it in behind. No shot yet. Stops up in the corner, and he'll push it towards the blue line. Luke Abbott can't settle it down. Bounces. Return pass for Abbott. Still with possession. He has lane to the goal. Fires. Pad save by DeRose. Rebound loose underneath her. The referee lost sight of the puck and blows the play dead. And it remains 6-2 in favor of the Bisons.
Yeah, the Bison, their number one goal here is they're getting a little scrappy. So for me, the number one accomplishment would be to win the draw and get it out of the zone and then work from there.
11:15 left to go in this third period. Bronze medal, the final game. They switched the two games around. The Riggers from the Leduc area guaranteed to play the early contest so they can get back to Leduc at a healthy time. It is an under-13 tournament. Puck is forced out to center ice, and that leaves the remaining two Fort McMurray teams to duel it out for some bragging rights as well as a bronze medal. Right now, the Bisons are in full control, as Sharma will try to beat bop his way into the offensive zone. His shot deflected off of a stick over top of the net. Mulrooney trying to poke it loose. Still battling for it. King shot, kick save made by Halland. The puck is still free. Another drive blocker save made by Halland. Couple in a row from the young goalkeeper who's looking stellar in between the pipes. Fowley will scoop up the loose puck, backhands it blue line, but it's held in by Ash. Trying to muscle it ahead. It's knocked down by a defender, but Mulrooney will come away with possession for the Bisons. Drops it for King. Looks towards the blue line. Instead, he spins off of the check of Pitcher. Stepped on the puck, lost it. Pitcher blue line. Ashlow will keep it in. Drives it towards the goal where it's gobbled up by Costin Halland. And he holds on for a face-off as well. Halland's been very good in between the pipes. Stepped in relief about midway through the second period, and it's been fun watching some of the saves he's made in this game.
Yeah, Hulen has been doing really good.
Face-off. I thought it was going to be to the right-hand side of Hulen. Horn went off, not quite sure why. Maybe a mistouch by the officials in the timekeeper's bench. That's always a possibility. Smith after it in the right-hand corner, comes away with the puck, but then loses it immediately to Manning, and Manning will skate out to center ice. Through the neutral zone, a shot bounced off of the defender and wide of the target. Snow will try to push it ahead, but he's dispossessed by Wheeler. Wheeler, sharp angle drive. Blocker hand save made by DeRosier. Down goes one of the Outlaws. Wheeler in front. The pass went right through the blue paint. It was too hot to handle for Wheeler. Outlaws, though, are going to try to turn up the heat. Wheeler in front, off of his game, defenseman backhander. That squirts just wide of the post. DeRosier got a piece of it, but it remains 6-2. Jackson Abbott at the goal line, in behind the net. Comes out the left-hand side, looking for help as he holds off a defenseman. Then he throws a tire, and away comes Smith. Breakaway, in on goal. Lucas Smith off the post. Beat the goaltender, but it hit the little red pipe. Lucas Smith almost had his second breakaway goal of the game. It's still 6-2 in favor of the Bisons with 8:50 to go in this third period. As the Outlaws will now settle it down in their own zone. Wheeler, long lead feed, finds Manning in behind the defense, bobbles it. He'll chase after it, pokes it onto Desrosiers. And Desrosiers makes the save as well as covering up for a face-off. Breakaway chances at either end. Goalies have been strong, and I want to know how cool, calm, and collected Ella Desrosiers is. She's just bobbing away to the music right now. It's always a good sign when your goalie's enjoying themselves in the net. Zayden Ish, he'll throw it to the left wing for Keene. Middle just misses McNutt. Puck is swept in depth by Hallwill, and he'll hustle after it himself. Gets around Ish to the corner. Keene will step in between Hallwill and the puck. It bounces to McDonnell. McDonnell will wheel it out to center ice. Gets stepped into by Abbott, but Philpott will follow it up. Weases way into the middle, but he lost the handle of the bouncing puck. Thomas trying to get it out of his own zone, unable to do so. Sealed off by Keene at the boards. Philpott trying to muscle it ahead and through the stick check of Fowley. Backhands it for Keene into the middle of the ice. That's intercepted. And the Outlaws will alleviate the pressure, get out into the neutral zone, but back quickly will be Riker Philpott trying to stick handle his way in. He's poke check. McNutt will follow it up, but he's also checked on the play. The puck will skitter out to center ice, and Byrne will put some pressure onto the backside of McDonnell. Bisons will scoop up the loose puck. They rifle it in deep. 7:20 remaining in this third period. Bisons lead it 6-2. And they've done it with a litany of chances on the shot clock. 51-29. Another drive. Stop, rebound off the post. How did that one stay out? McNutt was staring at a wide open cage and he rang it off the bar. Fowley now in a tangle with Keene. Headlocks given. Referee say play on. Ish at the blue line. Gets a return feed. He'll now try to shuffle it into the corner, but it's cut off by the Outlaws. Hallwill will run over Ish. Puck skitters out to center ice. And Zayden Ish will retreat back into his own zone to wind it up for the Bisons. Both teams in the middle of a line change. Situation, the referees are content to let the clock tick down as much as they can. Although if something egregious happens, they will call it. Abbott into the offensive zone. Can't pull it through the legs of McDonnell. The puck is banked out to center ice. Riker Philpott can't find his way through the neutral zone, and back comes Piercy the other direction. His shot into the glove of Desrosiers. She bobbles it. There's no pressure in front of her, and so she'll smother the rebound and hold on for a face-off.
Yeah, she's been doing really well. She's faced 29 shots and has done really good with all of them, handled them pretty well. And like you said there, she's calm, collective.
As she steers to her left-hand side, where White Knife will draw against Sharma. Sharma wins it.
And that's something you don't really see much on the point there with the Outlaws. They had 3 at the point and 2 at the face-off.
Sounds like they've been watching the Lethbridge Hurricanes in the playoffs for the Western Hockey League, who like to play with 3 players high. Cody with it in the slot. Drive! He scores!
Beauty shot from Cody.
Cashton Cody goes far down. The lead's been cut in half. It's now 6-3. That was a ripper by Cashton Cody. I've seen very few shots better than that in the AJHL. That was a bullet, and at least gets the Outlaws back on the scoreboard.
Yeah, he gets some credit from the bench, and then he goes out, and hopefully that raises some spirits on the bench and want to do the same.
5:45 left to go in this third period. Referees telling the Senators to back apart. It's scooped up by the Bisons.
Goal scored by number 14, Ashton Cody. That goal assisted by number 22, Deegan Whiteknife. And number 18, Reese Pitcher. Time of the goal, 14 minutes, 15 seconds.
As the Bisons are trying to get this goal back, 5:15 rather to go in this third period. They battle in the right-hand corner. Hall has the puck knocked away from him. There is Wheeler. Wheeler will just sweep it out to center ice, in behind of the latest goal scorer in Ashton Cody. Walk run stepped into by Cody. The puck is loose and the Outlaws have it only momentarily. Smith trying to race away on another breakaway. Smith a shot, stopped by Hulin. Smith trying to follow up the rebound in behind the goal. He has it in front, another drive in and out of the glove of Hulin. Backhander off the base of the post. Philpott can't pull the trigger. He's got it now in the right-hand corner. Riker Philpott trying to toe drag his way around Haas, but unable to do so, and Haas will just steer the puck out to center ice. It took a deflection. Icing is waved off. 4:24 remaining in this third period. And now a steal by Wheeler. Tripped up by Philpott. Manning's shot misses the target. Referee says play on. Jackson Abbott gets his hands up high in one of the Bisons. And this will be a penalty against Jackson Abbott. He says, who? Me? Are you sure? And it'll be the Bisons who go to a power play. First penalty we've had called this third period.
Yeah. Whenever you're about to go get a nice hit, don't raise your hands. Because most rarely you're going to get called.
Sounds like good advice. Keep the hands down when going for a check. I like that. Face off to the left-hand side of Hulin. A drive on, stopped by Hulin. Holds on for a face-off as the penalty was a head contact call, so good eye on that one there. Philpott will dig in to take another face-off for the Bisons. Fowley comes off for a substitution for the Outlaws. Philpott wins it. Push back to the blue line from McDonnell. Looking back door, deflected, great save! Oh my, Hulin somehow got across, and he robbed Keenan tight. Bison still with possession in the offensive zone as McDonnell in behind the net. Looking for somebody at the left-hand point. Instead, he cycles it low for Philpott. Thinking about the Michigan, he scores! The hat trick marker from Riker Philpott, and it's a highlight reel goal. Bisons now lead it 7-3. Riker Philpott saw the opportunity, and he took it. I don't need the hat.
And he gets his hat trick. That was a beautiful miss. That's the second we've seen today.
And Riker Philpott, as well as the Bisons, are looking at the scoreboard. They want to see a replay. You could tell that he was looking for it. He got the elevation and wired it under the bar.
Bison's goal, his hat trick on the day. Scored by number 98, Riker Philpott.
Now a little scrum in the front.
By number 12, Jackson Keene, and number 16, Jack McNutt. Time of the goal, 16 minutes, 22 seconds. Watch the big screen right now for the replay. Roll it.
Let's enjoy this on the replay as well. Everybody is, even on the ice surface. Gets it in behind the goal, up on the stick, elevates it. That is the Michigan to perfection. You're not going to get very many prettier highlight reel hat trick goals than that.
It's rarely common to do that, but when you have all that time and nobody's pressuring me, you may as well do it.
You see a lot of players attempt it, but they struggle to do it. And Philpott, the patience and the skill to pull it off. There's going to be another penalty here against the Outlaws. This time it'll be against Luke Abbott for a checking to the head. And it'll just put the Bisons back on the man advantage in this hockey game. You're the referees. Your goal right now, don't let this pot boil over. Try to settle everything down for the final 3 minutes and 5 seconds. It's the final game of the 2025 Moose Cup.
It is, and it's an important one for bronze medal.
Outlaw goaltenders have combined for 50 saves. And it looks like they're calling a 4-minute double minor, checking to the head call. Indeed they are, so barring a pair of power play goals, that will be it for the rest of the game for Luke Abbott. Cody throws a puck around the wall, held in left-hand point by Ash. D-to-D with Heath. A wrist shot knocked down by Cody. And Cody will just lift the puck down the ice. DeRosier will try to tee it up for Ash. Turns it on over, Burnett drive, stopped by DeRosier. The rebound squirted in behind her, but fortunately for the Bisons, it was on the left side of the post. And Smith will now skate it out to center ice. Splits two Outlaws into the right-hand corner. Shuffles it around to the opposite wing. There is Mosher trying to cut his way to the middle. Dodges a check. Hustles after it on the right wing. Sweeps it blue line for Heath. Return pass for Mosher. Ewan Mosher into the middle. It's intercepted and lifted down the ice by the Outlaws. Carter Heath with the retrieval. 2 minutes to go in this bronze medal game. The Bisons are in full control, and they're out into the neutral zone. Heath trying to skip around the check of Haas, unable to do so. The puck is dumped down the ice once again by the Outlaws. And resetting in his own zone will be Lucas Smith. Feels like an eternity ago. Smith opened the scoring, a breakaway short-handed, putting it over top of the glove of Marcus McBride. Since then, 9 different goals, a litany of power plays and penalties. And the Bisons about 80 seconds away from clinching a bronze medal here at the Moose Cup.
Yeah, I think a big separate here for the Bison is like it's not a one-man show, so they're moving the puck really well this game.
Although some people, you might ask them, they might say Riker Philpott feels like it is a big show. Pass in front, and it's chipped just wide of the net by Mosher. Final minutes of the 2025 Moose Cup. Jackson Abbott will carry the puck short-handed into the offensive zone, pokes it in deep, takes a run at Philpott. This will be a penalty against Abbott. McNutt through the neutral zone, passes ahead, trying to find Keenan behind the defense. He's got a breakaway, great toe save made by Hulin. Outright robbery by Costin Hulin.
And now there's a big scrum.
Keane can't believe it. McNutt, couple of words with Hulin. Put an unbelievable save by Hulin. He's had a couple, and now there's another scrum. This time McNutt's involved with one of the Outlaws. The linesman trying to separate them. Valley was the Outlaw involved. And again, try to put a lid on it. You don't want the tempers to boil over.
It's just the final 30 seconds. Let's try to keep it peaceful. But some emotion is boiling over.
Emotions do run high, especially with the under 13 level. Multiple players in the penalty box. I think the referee is saying, just run the clock. It's not going to change anything on the scoreboard. Not a bad idea.
No. It's a pretty solid game for the Bison, and I think
Stop the game, please. We need to get the penalties on the clock, gentlemen. Thank you.
Apparently they weren't ready to drop the puck, at least not the timekeeper's bench. Jerry Neville laying down the law, as Neville always does.
And it looks like Keen's going to get a 4-minute here. What? More of a 35-second.
Well, can't say it's... You do it by the law. That's the best way I'll put it. You call it by the letter of the law. Puck is down. We're finally back underway. Bounces at the side of the goal. Hulen keeps it out. Another backhander stopped by Hulen. Puck at the goal line. Wheeler trying to tie up his man. Vice is still in possession. Wrap around. Doesn't work its way through. Pushing and shoving. A drive from King. Turned aside by Hulen. 17 seconds left to go in this hockey game. Outlaws are out to center ice. Shorthanded opportunity for Wheeler rather. A backhander turned aside by DeRosier. 5 seconds to go. King will wheel it out to center ice. And the Bisons will wrap up the Moose Cup with the bronze medal. A great show by Riker Philpott. A hat trick including a Michigan. And the 2025 Moose Cup comes to an end.
Stick around for the Heart and Hustle and MVP and the medal awards.
If we get those, we'll for sure see the bronze medals. As Walker will take a run from the broadcast booth. Well, for the folks who have tuned in for each and every game, I want to thank you. Walker has been doing yeoman's work, calling the majority of them. I'm Matthew Decker, filling in part-time with a couple of these games. We will send it over to public address announcer Jerry Neville for the final comments as well as the bronze medals. But again, thank you for tuning in to the 2025 edition of the Moose Cup here in Fort McMurray.
First off, congratulations to both teams. Big round of applause for the Outlaws and the Bison. What a great Moose Cup had by both squads. And now, coaches, we're presenting the bronze medals to the Bison at center ice. Number 1, Owen Pickett. 4, Jackson Perrier. Number 5, Carter Heath. 6, Zayden Ish. Number 8, Broden King. 11, Luke Snow. 12, Jackson Keene. 13, Justin Ash. 16, Jack McNutt. 17, Ewan Mosier. 19, Jabril Sharma. 21, Lincoln Hall. 22, Emma Walsh. 26, Lucas Smith. 31, Ella DeRosier. 34, Parker Mulrooney. '72, Ben Workin. Number 77, Mason McDonnell. And number 98, Riker Philpott. Congratulations to the bronze medal Bison. If you just want to give us a second, we'll turn the house lights on for you.
As I pull out in my Rolls Royce, yellow bone passenger, they see it, they say, oh boy. Tell Kelly, back it up, my niggas call me loco. Devil, you know, make me pull that. Ask you what you laughing at, represent that mud life. Dirty money, bitch, you better get your mud right. We come together, holding hands and holler. Fly, we all strapping all black, it's like fly. All we do is win. You riding or what? We riding tonight. With me, cause you wasn't right. All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get it up. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they say yeah, and they say yeah. Cause all I do is win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there.
Heat in the kitchen, hot on the stove, water getting boiled. Being sold, Snoopy in the OT, system overload. I've been running this rap game since I was 20 years old. I hung with the worst of them, bust to my first of them, floss them up, toss them up, harder one, cross them up. Pardon me, I'm bossing up, raise you up, pressure, bro, don't mess with us. We like the youth in the 80s, back to back, set a track. Get it back, get the trick, jump the track. Jump on my money back, time and time again. While I'm sipping on this, how they just said it best, just win, baby, win.